All right, guys. New year, new you. You're gonna start building that wealth, right? But you're not really sure where to start, what to do, what things you even might need to do, right? You might have a little idea, but you're not sure, right? Well, let's go over some of that, right? Because building wealth is. I mean, you ask one person, they're gonna give you one answer. Another person, another answer. It's a heated debate, right? You might see some, you know, get rich quick schemes out there on the internet, right? Or, some people they pursue transactions they might otherwise never consider, right? But there's some simple steps, some very simple steps to building wealth, right? Now, you might hear that and be like, there's no way, right? Well, it really is, right? And, while the basic steps to building wealth are simple to understand, right, they're much more difficult to follow, right? Now, basically, to accumulate wealth over time, you realistically need to do three things. You need to make money, right? Before you can begin to save or invest, you need to have a long-term source of income that's sufficient, right? And that way you can have some left after you've covered your necessities and debts. Save money. Once you have an income that's enough to cover your basics, you need to make a savings plan. And then, of course, invest. Once you set aside a monthly savings goal, invest prudently, smartly, intelligently, right? So let's understand these three really simple steps, but that are so difficult to do, right? Step one, you got to make enough money, right? Now, this step may seem simple, basic, right? But for those just starting out or in transition, this is the most fundamental step. Most of us seen tables showing that a small amount regularly saved and compounded over time can eventually add up to substantial wealth. But those tables never cover the other side of the story. Are you making enough to save in the first place? Now, keep in mind, there's only so much, you can cut in costs, right? If your costs are already cut to the bone, you should look in ways to increase your income. Also, are you good enough at what you do? And do you enjoy it enough that you can do it for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, however long, and save that money, right? Now, there's going to be two basic types of income. There's going to be earned income and passive income, everybody's favorite. Now, earned income comes from, what you do for a living, right? While passive income is derived from investments. Those beginning their careers or in a career change can start with four considerations to decide how, to kind of figure out their earned income, right? So, what do you enjoy? You'll perform a lot better and you'll more likely to succeed financially by doing something you actually like to do. What are you good at? Look at what you do well and how you can use those talents to earn a living, right? Now, also, what will pay well? Look at careers using what you enjoy doing and that you do well, right? That's going to meet your financial expectations and goals, right? And of course, how are you going to get there? Determine the education, the training, experience, all the requirements that you need to pursue your options. And now you take these into consideration, right? It's going to put you on the right path. Now, the key is to be open minded and proactive. You should also evaluate your income situation periodically, right? At least once a year. I recommend twice a year, every 6 months, right? Do it like January and then do it in like July, right? So that for like parents and stuff, that'd be at the big right after Christmas and then right before school starts, right? Now, let's talk about step 2. Saving enough money. Now, you make enough money, you live pretty well, but you're not saving enough. What's wrong? Well, the main reason this occurs is that your wants exceed your budget. Now, to develop a budget or to get your existing budget on track, let's go over some steps that you can try out, right? Track your spending for at least a month, right? Now, you may want to use a financial software package to help you do this, right? Make sure to categorize your expenditures. Sometimes being aware of how much you spend can help you control your spending habits. Trim the excess down. Break down your wants and needs. The need for food, shelter, clothing, right? But also address less obvious needs, right? Like you may realize you're eating lunch at a restaurant every day. Bringing your own lunch to work 2, 3 days a week, it's going to help you save a bunch of money. And then, you need to adjust according to your changing needs. As you go along, you probably will find that you've over or under budgeted a particular item and you need to adjust, right? Build your cushion. You never really know what's around the corner. Aim to save around 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. Now, this is going to prepare you for financial setbacks and emergencies, right? Such as a job loss or a health problem, right? Now, you've heard this a lot, your emergency fund, right? And this is just a cushion, right? And it might seem daunting, but start small, right? And then you need to get matched, right? If your employer offers a 401k, a 403b, or anything like that, you need to try to get the maximum your employer is matching. The most important step is to distinguish between what you really need and what you kind of want, right? Finding simple ways to save a few extra bucks here and there. I mean, it could include programming your thermostat to turn itself down when you're not home, right? Or if you can't program it, when you get ready to leave, turn it down. Then when you get home, turn it back, right? Using regular gasoline instead of premium. Keeping your tires fully inflated. Buying furniture from a quality thrift shop. Cooking at home, right? You know, but this doesn't mean that you have to be thrifty all the time. If you're meeting savings goals, you should be willing to reward yourself and splurge, right? Don't be outlandish and ridiculous, right? Be appropriate, right? And every once in a while, not all the time. You'll feel better and you'll keep yourself motivated to make more money. Now, on to the third step, investing money appropriately. No meme stocks, okay, guys? You're making enough money and saving enough, but you're putting it all into conservative investments, say like a regular savings account at your bank. That's fine, right? Wrong. If you want to build a sizable portfolio, you got to take on some risk, right? Don't go crazy with meme stocks, right? But, investing in some securities and stuff like that, right? So, how do you determine what's the right level of exposure for you? Okay, well, let's begin with looking at your situation. So, the CFA Institute advises investors to build an investment policy statement. So, to begin, determine your return and risk objectives. Quantify all of the elements affecting your financial life, including household income, your time horizon, tax considerations, cash flow or liquidity needs, and any other factors that are unique or specific to you, right? Then, after we do that, determine the appropriate asset allocation for you. Most likely, you'll need to meet with a financial advisor unless you know enough to do this on your own. This allocation should be based on your investment policy statement. Your allocation will most likely include a mixture of cash, fixed income, equities, and alternative investments. Risk averse investors should keep in mind that portfolios need at least some equity exposure to protect against inflation. Also, younger investors can afford to allocate more of their portfolios to equities than older investors because they have time on their side. Finally, diversify. All right, you hear this all the time. Invest your equity and fixed income exposures over a range of classes and styles. Don't try to time the market. When one style is underperforming the S&P 500, it's quite possible that another is outperforming it. Diversification takes timing out of the game. All right, a qualified investment advisor can help you develop a good diversification strategy, right? So, what are our key takeaways from this? Like, what do we understand from this? Well, there is a basic formula for building wealth. Make more money than you spend, avoid debt, and invest your extra money wisely, right? I know we talked about investing in the stock market, but you can invest it in other ways. Real estate is another solid investment, right? The first step is to earn enough, which is easier if you're doing work you enjoy, you're good at, and pays well. The second step is to save enough, right? Get disciplined at budgeting and planning, right? And according, for all of this, like this whole method, right? This whole wealth building, taking on a bit of risk and making those good investments, right? That's that third step that's really gonna help you get there. And just keep in mind, guys, this isn't gonna happen in a week, a month, a year. It'll take a little time, right? Unless you have a very large income and very small needs need to be met, right? So hopefully you guys got some good information out of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Catch some more videos. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Until I see you guys in the next one. Y'all be safe.